On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts
now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 17, recorded live on January 28th, 2015. My name is Matt Philly. You can check me out on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name is Andy Slye. You can catch me on Twitter at Slye, S-L-Y-E, and mytechmethods.com.
There you go. You got a website. You're fancy.
I got a website, yeah. These days, it's really easy to get a website. I'm not sure if people know that.
No, I don't think they do.
No, yeah, it's extremely easy.
Yeah,
extremely affordable too. I'm so glad that we're in this day and age that we can just like create websites for no apparent reason. Like just really like on a weekend, you can just create a website.
Yeah, because like people always say something funny about like me, and I'm just like, I think it'd be funnier if you were to get the website for it. Like people say, Matt, your hair looks like a rhino, but it's like if you had Matt Philly's hair looks like a rhino.com and like a picture of me in a rhino, I would like that. Like it's not that expensive to do.
It's official then. Like I know people who have like hundreds of domain names just stashed away.
Yeah. So take your jokes to the next level. Get a domain name. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Take your jokes to
do it. Take it to the next level. Make it happen.
Make it official.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about setups like we always do, and a quick little announcement. It's quickle. It's a new thing. Quickle.
That's when a pickle is really fast. It's just a quick pickle.
Yeah, it just runs away from you as you're trying to put it in your mouth. That's what. Okay, I'm not even gonna put in the "that's what she said" joke. But anyways, so. A couple of housekeeping things I want to quickly mention. A lot of people have been asking about how do I actually watch this show live? I've been doing it for 17 episodes and people still don't understand this is live right now. We have almost 100 people watching us chatting live right now. So if you want to know when we're live, twitter.com/pimpmysetup. Go there. I'm going to tweet out in advance when we're going to be live, but you can also go on over to swashin.tv/schedule and you can see all the episodes I have scheduled. I have like a lot of episodes planned ahead. Check it. You will know. And the other thing I want to say is I started a community a couple days ago called setupaddicts.com. Not the attic like upstairs where you keep things, but like attic like a drug addict. Yes, that's the only way I could really inform you. Setupaddicts.com. Go there. It's a Facebook group. You join it. There's almost 200 people. We're chatting about setups all the time, and it's a lot of fun. A tight-knit community that everyone's very nice to each other, and that's hard to come by these days. So go on over there to setupaddicts.com. But yeah, how about we get into some setups? That's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah, that's good. And not many people know that setups are more addicting than meth. I think if you Wikipedia that, you'll see it. There's a
statistic. Yeah, I was a part of it, so yeah, it's a thing. But anyways, this first setup is submitted by Big Drew Bird, and he is 18 years old, and he's been working on this for a few years now. If you want to know specs and such of his computer, his displays, and things like that, you go on over to pimpmysetup.com/Q. Go to view aired episodes. You'll be able to read all of the fun facts and stuff you need to know. But yeah, he doesn't really say too much. He does say he's 18, which I could see how that is for him because I'm 18 as well. So we have the same thing going on. But I mean, what are your initial thoughts taking a look at this setup?
When I first saw the setup, I don't know, looking at these setups, why are beds so close to desks these days? Mine wasn't like that when I was living back home. Like my bed was never that close to my desk. I guess because I didn't have a sweet setup just like this. But yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. The first thing I actually noticed was the shag carpet. That chair, the wheels on the chair is just like balls deep in that carpet right now. But no, I like this setup. The TV, I can see he's got the same Vizio as I have in my room, so I can dig that. But the first, I'll point out the negative things that I saw was like the desk was a little too small for that setup. Were you thinking that?
Well, yeah, I think that because of mainly the displays and the keyboard, it's like the whole desk, like that's all there is on that side. So, I mean, he can try to mount the monitors to sort of free up some space, but it definitely lacks some space that he needs.
Yeah, that was what I noticed, because the keyboard looks like it's, I mean, it looks like it's hanging off actually on the left-hand side.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like when you're sitting there at those monitors, your face would be really close and like it would just burn my eyes out, I feel like. So that's the one thing I noticed as far as like negative things. And there wasn't many negative things. Another thing was the wall doesn't have I would like to have like a nice something on the wall on the right-hand side to have, maybe because you have this little wall decoration over on the left-hand side. Maybe add something on the right-hand side just to even that out a bit.
Yeah, a little bit of personality is definitely necessary in the setup, especially with such bland wall colors and that shaggy carpet on the floor. Just like, you need something sort of distracted. I mean, obviously the carpet is most likely not your doing, especially at 18, but I know you're probably like, Mom, come on, please, the shaggy carpet.
I dig that shaggy carpet, man.
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
That's like retro, that's like vintage, like when girls will come back and they take off their shoes, they're like, oh, yes. That's a plus in my book. I don't know about you.
But yeah, that PC, if I could see correctly, it's on a nice stand, which I do appreciate, especially considering you have a shaggy carpet. You definitely don't want that chilling on that. So I like that. My biggest complaint looking at this setup is most definitely not the monitors. A lot of people are like, why is the monitor like that? And it's like, possibly he's a programmer. Maybe he just needs it like that for specific reasons. We don't know. He did not specify, so I'm not going to jump the gun here. And I know I just said gun, and that's an ongoing joke in the show. People try to find guns in people's setups, but I don't think this guy has a gun.
No, I don't think so.
Unless it's in the duffel bag on the bottom left. I'm just saying. But as far as the left side of the desk, I just think it's a little bit too busy. Just a little bit. I mean, it's hard because a lot of those things are necessary, but I do feel like you could hang the headphones up on a command hook on the wall, or you could just maybe get a storage bin to hold some things, or maybe get a controller, a thing to display your controller on that charges it, so it doesn't look like it's just laying there. It just sort of looks like everything is thrown to the left, and the right side is crowded up by a monitor, 2 monitors, and a keyboard. So, I mean, it's a little too much for me. But I guess it's personal preference, because he does have it very clean under that side. But would you agree that the left side's too busy?
Yeah, the left side is a little busy. In my personal, and it's not that bad from my point of view. But yeah, I could see like where looks like he has just looks like a TV box maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. And he has like some things laying on it. It looks like maybe a wallet and some stuff. But yeah, the headphones would look awesome like hanging on the wall, or having I would like them on the wall just to kind of get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, he's got some folders there. But yeah, I don't know, the whole monitor setup on the right side kind of, I guess, adds to maybe the clutterness of what you perceive on the left side, because it's just such a small desk for those monitors, the way that's set up too on the right side. But yeah, it's not that bad, but I could see where you're coming from with the being a little messy on the left side.
Yeah, and I think just to wrap this setup up, obviously the cable is coming out of the TV. It looks hideous like that, especially if you could just take a Velcro strap, put it together, at least have it going as one wire. I understand if you don't want to get a wire mold, you don't want to paint it so it matches and it looks perfect and your setup would look a lot better. I understand if you don't want to do that, but I definitely at least recommend a Velcro strap. Make it one wire. Don't make it look like that. It doesn't that kill it, especially since it's right behind the monitors? Yeah,
it's definitely, that stands out. And you can Velcro strap, put them together, and even maybe get a cable runway that you can put over those. Yeah. Since it's going to be one, and then you just have that one cable runway, and it's totally out of sight, out of mind, which was what we want.
Hey, out of sight, out of mind. I like it. But yeah, so thank you, Big Drew Burt, for submitting your setup. Now we're going to move on to the next setup submitted by Kevin. And Kevin is 16 years old. And he this is what he said. He said, I have been PC gaming for a year or two now, and this is what he's acquired. He does understand it's not the best, but he plans on getting LEDs for Christmas. This was a while ago, just so everyone knows. And maybe he got LEDs. We don't know. And he also wants to get a black panel for the back so you can't see any wires. Interesting. I like that idea. I would also like to see how you actually go about doing it, how successful it is for you, if you're able to make it work. Especially with this kind of desk, it looks very easy considering it's like you would take a staple gun and just pow, 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 and it would be pretty simple. I want to see where you get the material, things like that. That's something cool to be updated on. But as far as everything else, definitely a very simple desktop, not a lot going on. I like this sort of desk where the shelves are to the side. Little weird that your PC is over there, probably most likely covering a lot of shelves at the bottom. I mean, personal preference, I guess you don't have to use them, but I mean, it looks like you have some things in there. Whatever, you hide things from your mom, you do what you gotta do. Now he's like, oh, I got some good ideas now. I can hide some things in there.
Planning them.
And what are your thoughts on above the actual display? Do you think that it's like cool he's got the corkboard in that, or do you think it's like a little too random?
Yeah, the corkboard. Well, first of all, the calendar on the corkboard, the way it's hanging off, it's not doesn't match, not symmetrical. So I'd like to see maybe the calendar over there to the left above the light.
Yeah.
That way it kind of just all evens out. You have three rectangles or squares right there on the wall. But as far as the wall, he's a Buckeye fan, so I got to dock him points for that. But no, I'm kidding. Since I'm an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, whatever. Congrats for the win. But no, I like the whole setup. I like the black shells on the right. He's got the Xbox in there. I like the puppy dog. Looks like he wants to go with the little black and red type deal.
Yeah.
But also, the keyboard and the mouse and the PC are blue. So I don't know. He's going for blue or red there. I don't know. What do you think?
A little bit of a clash. It's weird because normally people go after what their PC is. Like they're like, I have this powerful PC that's blue, so everything has to be blue. But he's like, nah, I like red. It's like, okay, if that's what you're gonna do. I mean, honestly, I would love to see him change the LEDs on his computer, or just find sort of some central color, because I don't think red, black, blue looks amazing together, but I guess, again, personal preference. I guess I wouldn't do it though.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that he matched the keyboard and the mouse to the PC lights. They're blue, but it would be awesome. It would definitely take the setup a lot further if the lights were red. If the lights on the PC were red and the keyboard was red, mouse was red, that would be awesome. I would like it a lot.
Yeah, I think overall it is a very, very nice setup. And although he wants to get the piece, I guess a piece of thin plywood for the back of the desk, I still think you need to manage your cables better. Because although you're going to hide it, don't just let it look terrible back there. Make it so it's nice and neat with Velcros, whatever you need to do, so that when you do go back there, you're like, oh, I just need to go for this wire. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Not like, oh my God, they're all tangled and blah, blah, blah. I think it's really a nice setup. It just needs a little bit of tidying up, a little bit more, not necessarily personality, but more so like a theme. Choose red. Choose it. If you're gonna go with red, get it through the whole setup. Don't
go all in, baby.
Yeah. Don't just be like, I like red, this, that, and that, but this is blue already. I'll just leave it. Come on, dude. Go.
Or you could get the best of both worlds and just do purple. I mean, that's blue and red put together, right?
Wow, that's like a scientific statement right there.
It is very, very, very artistic observation.
Yeah, really. You just kind of changed the whole game there.
I mean, purple setups, those are rare. I mean, you might get a 10 on all categories if you had a purple setup.
I would agree with that. That's actually a good point. And the last thing I'll say about his setup is thank you for going to pimpmysetup.com on that screen. That's beautiful. Too bad the site is down in construction and I haven't done anything with it, and I shouldn't have told you that, but it's okay. But yeah, so thank you for submitting your setup, Kevin. I do appreciate it. But now the next setup is a little bit different. It is submitted by Nathan, who is 11 years old. But guess what? He loves the show, and he really, really likes art, and he likes to keep it clean, and he wants us to be honest. So now you said that, I'm going to rip you. I'm going to give you the best critiquing you've ever had. So, okay, here's the thing. Quick disclaimer. I always get hate for stuff like this. Listen, he's 11. He understands. He watches the show. He knows what he's getting himself into. If you don't want me to rip you apart, don't submit your setup. But guess what? I really don't have a lot to like rip apart. I think it's good. It's just a couple of things. Like the laundry bag with the music stand, maybe not the best spot ever. I mean, it's up to you though. If mom wants you to leave it there, leave it there. It's not the end of the world. You have what looks to be like a footrest that most likely either warms up your feet or massages your feet. And for that, I am jealous and I hate you, Nathan. I really want that. Storage bin, awesome. You have a lot on your desk though. I see that you're into art, so I don't hate the cylinder that has your highlighters, your markers, stuff like that. That's cool, but maybe some of the things on the left side you could put elsewhere, like inside of that bin. But I think I want to know what you're doing with that cork board. Does it look like he's doing like an art project of sorts?
Yeah, that was really interesting to me when I was looking at this, because I dig the way the Post-its are just perfectly aligned up and they fit perfectly around the edge of that. But I was like, what are these for? Does he write on them like every single day and change them out monthly? Because if he did that would be really awesome. Oh yeah. Like I don't know if he uses it as a daily to-do list. But yeah, I found that pretty interesting, and I actually like it. I would put the Post-it notes on the right side too, just to kind of even it up. Yeah. But he said he likes art, so maybe that has something to do with it. But like you said, clean up the desk a little bit. You have drawers on the desk. It looks like, unless those are fake. Put the pencils in the drawers. Kind of, I don't know. The lotion kind of throws me off over there. Don't have that on your setup desk. But yeah, the of course on the right hand side where he stuffed all the stuff down there at the bottom right of the desk.
Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't even realize how bad that actually was.
Yeah, that's his little storage area where he just that's where he wants to hide things. But no, that's you got when you're 11. I mean, you have to work with what you have, and
he definitely did.
I think he's doing a pretty good job for what he has his setup there.
Yeah. Someone actually said in the comments that he should get a bigger fan. Yeah, that's
fan definitely needs to be bigger. Yeah.
I don't think it's big enough. And the last thing I do want to say, because there isn't a lot to say. I think Nathan knows that, and I think that he actually has an amazing setup overall. The one thing I have to give him points for is he's got his headphones up on a command hook, like my tutorial showed. So, dude, that is awesome. 100 points extra for that. Not actually, because you'll win the show automatically. But
you won.
Yeah.
You won. Knockout.
You're the best, man. But overall, awesome setup. Do you have any closing thoughts for Nathan?
What about that cable management? I don't see any cables hardly. I mean, down there at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean,
you see one running, but other than that, I mean, you don't really have anything else though to run cables. But
I was gonna say, granted, he's running a laptop, but still, the Dell, I believe Dell speakers, that's pretty good. There's no wires showing.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at hiding those behind the desk, which is good. Pat yourself on the back for that.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. Ready? I'm patting myself. There
you go.
Good, awesome. Two. Wow, you just really gave him like double the pats on the back. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So now we're gonna move on to the next setup. Take it to the next level here on Pimp My Setup, which is what we like to do. This setup is submitted by Wade, and first off, awesome name. Second off, this is what he had to say. I am a 21-year-old that lives in, I believe he said, Utah. He said his rig and his setup has been a work in progress from the start. So here we go. This is the part that will blow your mind. The desk was a few pieces from Walmart, then a compilation of IKEA furniture. And basically he just kind of put pieces together and made this. So I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but if you look close, since he lives in a ski town, he had a few extra pieces of snow sport gear. the snowboard that he had laying around, he used to lift the screens. And it just, if you guys want to read his story, I mean, I'm saying it like this is like Oprah, like he's got a story. Awesome. You could read the whole story, pimpmysetup.com/Q, but that's one of the few amazing things about one of the many amazing things about this setup. Look at that. What do you think about that snowboard there?
That is awesome. That I took me a while when I first looked at this picture. I didn't see it the first time, and then I saw it, and I thought it was a skateboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a fantastic way to add some personality into your setup. Like just that one thing can just add all the personality that you need. You don't need, like I feel like he doesn't even need like posters or wall art around his setup, because that freaking snowboard right there is so sick. And then it looks like, are the speakers holding it up? What is that?
Yeah, it's weird. He's got the speakers set up with the snowboard on top, and he's got the LEDs and stuff like that. And that's why I mention that his desk is actually compiled of different random furniture pieces. That's not a desk. Those are, like, if you look, that's a shelf, like a bin shelf unit, 2 of them with more wood, speakers, snowboard. That's insane.
So it's definitely like custom made.
Yeah.
He worked hard on that. And that's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, that's a weird looking desk. Like it looks like 2 bookshelves, like many bookshelves put together with one piece of wood in the middle. Yeah. So yeah, he definitely worked hard on that, which looks, and the wire management, I don't see, he did a fantastic job. I don't see any wire. Down, you can barely see him ran, but that's, where else are you going to do? That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be ran down there, but like that's amazing job.
Oh my God. I love the monitors. I love the LED going against the snowboard against the wall with the ambient lighting in the back with that insane case. That case looks just crazy. I love it. One thing, because this is what happens. Like, you have a setup that's so amazing. What do? Well, you rip apart the little things, because that's all you really can do. I don't have anything against his actual setup as a whole, but I'll nitpick little things like, hey, that Razer keyboard doesn't match your PC LEDs and the LEDs against your monitor. But guess what? You can't really do much because that's Razer. You can go crazy, but honestly, that's just me nitpicking the little things. And the one thing I wish he did send me like a little bit of a different photo, because like him sending the far away shot of like the left side was like, if I cover up the left side to the shelf, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. But when I undo it, I'm like, ooh, because there's not much you could do about that, right?
Yeah. I that's the only thing that like was kind of messy is the bottom left of the photo. You got your plugs, your charger plugs, and your clothes or something right there. But yeah, if that was cut off right there, there would be like, and make your bed if your bed was made. But no, if that was cut off right there, it'd be perfect. The chair is awesome too. I want that chair.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. It fits
looks
the setup
so
perfect. Yeah. One thing I want to mention, aside from Gas Mask saying I have a huge ass head in the comments, I appreciate that. Would be Geek Jump said, Is that a curtain for ants? If you guys remember in Zoolander when he's like, "This is school for ants." Like, oh my God, it's true. I think that maybe it would look cool if he was to have maybe longer curtains to sort of like offset is that a radiator? What is that? I don't.
What is? I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a fire. Maybe it shouldn't be that long. Maybe that's a fire hazard if there's a curtain that long touching that. Maybe that is something.
True. Now I look stupid. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know. Maybe that's nothing. We could be totally wrong. But no, the curtain would look good. Like maybe like just maybe if it reached the top of the desk or something like that, or just a little bit above the top of the desk.
Yeah, so something like that'd be nice. But I think overall that corner of the desk is like, that corner of the room is really, really nice. And man, dude, I give you props for thinking outside of the box. That is just one of the coolest setups I've seen. And man, huge props to you, obviously. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, I totally agree. This is an awesome setup, and pat yourself twice on the back for that setup, or the shoulders, if you will. For this setup. Yeah, I freaking dig this setup.
Yeah. Well, speaking of amazing, awesome, cool setups, this next one is also pretty freaking Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And look at this. This is submitted by Jonathan all the way from Australia. And he also said your shows are great and he loves it, which I appreciate. But this is the crazy part. He's 17 years old and he worked I almost said he worked 13 years. He worked 3 years to get this setup. None of the setup was funded by his parents, which is funny because I find that all the younger people like myself and other people that have submitted are like, listen, my mom didn't pay for this. Like, they just want you to know because it's like, that's how proud they are. People in the comments are always like, dude, your mom paid for that. Let's be honest. But
yeah, for sure.
I mean, when people say that, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't matter who paid for it. It's your setup. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
He did say, though, he's getting LEDs soon, and he wants to know where to put them, what he should do. And honestly, I have some cool ideas. I have so much to say about this setup. It's a little difficult. Like, one, I love the monitors. I love all of that. I love that wool color mixed in with some light beating off it. The ambient lighting from it just looks amazing. The wire management is pretty damn good. I mean, there are like just the brick at the bottom, which I could see you doing a little bit too, but I think that's just me being a douche nitpicking. It's not a big deal. He's loaded up with Pepsi, water, whatever. Coke is better than Pepsi, but it's like everything about it is just, he's got like the best of both worlds with that MacBook Pro sitting there, and then he's got his insane triple monitor, freaking insane rig.
Just insane.
It looks so good. All on like the Razer pad with the keyboards and it's just everything about it. Then he's got a freaking couch, so it's like he's a therapist in like a sick office. But this is what I would say, and then obviously I'll let you go. I just like to go on rants because I'm crazy.
Go ahead, man. It's your show.
Yeah. Well, the couch, man. LEDs under the couch. That would be so cool. Like, you need to buy another set of LEDs because I want you to wrap them around your desk, but I want it to match what goes under your couch. Like, don't you agree that would be so sick?
I never even thought about that, but that would be amazing.
Oh my God, I would love that. So, all right, here you go. Now I'll stop talking. What do you think? What are your overall thoughts on this?
Well, I was going to ask him if he did cardio in this room because this is insanity. I was just going to get that out of the way there. You got me on that when you said insane. I was like, this is definitely insane. It's insanity. The only negative thing that I have to say about this setup is the Pepsi and water. That doesn't match anything else in the room. Yeah. I know you have to have your drinks near you, but I mean, just for the picture, you could have just moved them out of the way. Because when I look at this setup, it's so nice, it's so beautiful, and then I see the little Pepsi and water stashed away in the bottom corner. That's the only bad thing. I mean, everything else, like you said, I love the light behind the monitors, the triple monitor setup with that wallpaper. You have the iPad, you have the MacBook, you got that beast PC, you have the wooden classy headphone holder, and a landline phone for safety reasons. So you are a safe guy. I like that. But yeah, and then kind of I guess another nitpicky thing that I have is the desk the nightstand on the left side of the desk. It's kind of a little cluttery, but I have no problem with that. The couch, the leather couch, everything looks awesome. Yeah, and the LEDs, that's a great idea. Like, run those behind the desk and then under the couch. Yeah. Oh my God, can you just imagine? I'm so jealous of this. When I first saw this, I was like, I want this. I want this.
Yeah, someone even said in the chat, they're like, I wish I could wake up to a setup like this. Like, that'd be so nice.
I wish I could marry this setup.
Well, too late. I'm already working on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Betrothed already. Okay.
And if you were looking to spend a lot of extra money that maybe you don't need to spend, I would say go for Philips Hue, because in a setup like this, I think it would look amazing. Having it under the couch, running along behind the desk, and in your light bulbs, like. It would be overkill. Literally, it would be overkill. I don't know if you should do it. That's why I'm just saying, hey, if you want to, go for it, but you don't have to. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think I have anything else to say. I think it's just that good of a setup, Yeah. So yeah, anything else you want to finish on with that?
No, we'll leave it at that, man. It's awesome. All right. Great job.
So this next setup is submitted by Jacob, and Jacob is 12 years old. Wow, look at that. And he likes it because it's very simplistic and easy to work with. And he just wants to know what should he do? What's some gear he should look to getting? And when I look at it right off the bat, I would say a new desk. Because you know what? The desk is it's grandma's desk. You don't want grandma's desk. That's for grandma. You know, you have the cool LEDs. You have a cool way of showing off your personality with you know, the sideways banner flag on the left, which is a little weird that it's sideways, but I mean, that fits your setup. You're obviously excellent because you got a certificate that tells you
certified
that.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's not just any excellent; he's certified.
Certified excellent.
And I mean, really, I don't know about you. The corkboard's nice. Maybe I'll rearrange it a little, but isn't it a nice touch to the whole setup?
Yeah, I like it. I like the way that he has personal pictures up on there. It shows he's a real family-oriented guy, real friendly guy, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he could just maybe find a way to mount those the Remington and the Winchester posters on that corkboard, or you know, because it looks like they're just sitting there. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Just maybe put those on the wall even, or put them on the corkboard to where they're not just
corkboard.
Yeah, get a bigger one that just matches the width of your desk, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's good for, you know, we're talking about, he's 12 years old, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so for 12 years old, this is like a similar setup to Nathan, I believe his name was.
Yep.
This desk looks the same. It's that same design wooden style desk that you have to work with it because that's all you have because you're a kid.
Yeah.
And which is good. He's got the LEDs, which is nice. So he has that, and yeah, the left hand side, that whole
banner
wall,
thing. Yeah,
the banner, that kind of threw me off at first, but you know, you're a kid. That's what you do. You decorate your room like that. But for 12 years old, I think you're doing a pretty good job, and just maybe work on getting some accessories, and I would love to see maybe like monitor, like at least a big monitor up there, right in the middle, so you wouldn't have to just have your little laptop sitting there.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing is to think about, if you are, you know, planning on possibly getting a monitor. That corkboard is going to be an issue. It's awesome now, but that's because you only have a laptop. But the second you go and get a monitor, you're going to be covering up more and more and more. So think about it. If you want to go with the corkboard, maybe don't get a monitor and stay mobile. But then again, you're you know, keeping yourself to just a laptop, which, trust me, not fun. You want to go to the big dogs. You want to get those screens. You want it to look sick. So I think, although I love it, you might have to get rid of the corkboard, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you upgrade when you get a monitor, you'll have to move that somewhere else and just cherish the moments you have with it now, I guess.
Because it's gonna end soon. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so I think there's not much more to say about that. So we're gonna move on to the next setup. Next setup is submitted by Michael. 2 more setups to go. So Michael, here we go. He said, "This is my labor of love. I call my setup. I'm 27. He's been building it for 4 years, and he's a huge racing fan. He also does racing simulators like iRacing. He has a triple monitor setup. And yeah, if you guys want to know anything else about it, post down in the comments, and I'll hook you up with the description that he sent me. And yeah. Okay, so here we go. First off, it's a little hard to tell because the picture is a little blurry, kind of. It kind of kills the whole illusion, but I like, the first thing I'll point out is his personality shows through. He talks about how he likes racing, and what do you see? You know, the cool cars going up on the top shelf. He's got some posters. He's got a lot of different things like that. The other thing I want to quickly mention, because I saw him on actually Setup Addicts, setupaddicts.com. He was talking about it. People said, why is it that your mouse is to the other side and not associated with the triple display? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not over there. It's weird. And
yeah,
it's like stretching the other way. Yeah, it's weird. And the reason why he does that is because he normally has, if you see nicely hidden, which I don't really see this happen too often, the racing wheel, he actually has that up all the time. So he's so used to the mouse being to the right side of him that he just leaves it there.
He's just gotten used to it.
Which is kind of weird. I mean, I guess he said it was comfortable, so
Maybe you're doing it the weird way.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna move my mouse. That's what I should do, or I should just move it to my left side. That way,
Yeah,
you know,
ambidextrous.
do it a little different. But yeah, I think like honestly, it's just a very clean setup. I see a couple of wires that make me cringe, but it's not anything too insane. He's got his keys actually attached to the desk, which I think is really, really cool. The bottom left, you see that?
I saw. Yeah. Okay. Now I see it. I thought they were just laying there because it's a glass desk, and I didn't. I see it now.
Yeah, it's like a nice little command strip. So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that it's not too much just chilling there. I think it's a pretty simplistic setup, especially for having 3 monitors. You can go eventually get triple monitor stand, but I don't know how that would work with your desk in specific. But I don't know. What do you think about it?
I think this setup's awesome. I love the PC down there. That thing is a beast. I like the green. Now this if he would just be able to trade out his keyboard with Jonathan, was it from Australia?
Yeah.
Because I believe Jonathan had a green keyboard, and his PC was blue. So if they could just swap keyboards, that's just a small thing. I just like to see the keyboard match the colors come off the PC. So then that way he would have a green keyboard, green headphones, green PC. You got the green Android right there in the corner, and looks like there's green coming off that mouse too. So that's just a small thing. Other than that, I see the Crown Royal in the back. So, but yeah, the racing wheel, I did notice that. So that is interesting how he's gotten used to that, and he just like his mouse right there on the right side. The monitors look good. I like that. It's like just an enclosed space. I don't think you have to mess with that too much. He has enough desk space. The wire management, I only, like you said, it's just a small. I mean, I think he's done a great job with that.
Oh yeah,
and the personality shows. He loves racing, so I definitely dig this setup.
Yeah, and it kind of kills me how normally the issue is people have a green keyboard and it doesn't match your setup, but him, it's like he has a color that people have a hard time getting. It's like, come on, dude. Like, really, you have Razer everything, and of course you get the keyboard that's blue. Like,
that's blue. I know.
I mean, you do you, right? That's okay. But I don't really think that there's much for him to fix other than, over where the PC case is in the back. That's cool to kind of fix up those wires, but his headphones are nicely mounted. He's got a nice mouse pad, MLG represent. He's got all the awesome stuff that he would need. But then again, there's just little things like a monitor stand that you could look into getting and stuff like that. But overall, I really, really like this setup, and more power to you for doing what you do.
Yeah.
But okay, let's do this final setup submitted by Roberto, and Roberto says, I'm 33 years old, and he did 6 years in the Air Force, which is awesome. Really, really cool. And he says, let's see, he has a shadow box along to the left of the TV, along with the picture on the right that was signed by his commander and a fellow airman, which was pretty cool because that's when he was stationed in Germany. A lot of cool, awesome things about his setup. If you guys want to know a little bit more spec-wise, let me know. But yeah, so... Okay, there's a lot here, and here it is, the LEDs. Here's underneath the desk. I'm gonna hand the mic over to you. Let's have you break this one up.
All right, so this one, this was really interesting because it's got so much. I mean, when you first look at it, you're just surrounded by screens. He has the big Philips screen along with the trip screens, the trip monitors, and oh man, it's like I don't game, so which is I guess it's a bad thing, but that's just really overwhelming to me. But if that's what he likes, if that helps him do what he likes to do, then I'm all for it. It's just it looks like it's got a lot cramped up into one space.
Yeah.
Is that how you think? Is that how you're feeling about it?
Yeah, I think my trouble right now, looking at it, is it's hard because I'm trying to look at it from different angles so I don't look stupid when I say this. But the monitor, the TV above doesn't really correspond with the 3 monitors. You know what I mean? Like, it's so off. I don't know if it's, first off, tilted.
You mean like the position? Like it's kind of towards the right a little bit?
Yeah, that. And I don't know if it's the monitors that are tilted to the left, or it's the actual TV that's tilted to the right, or it's the angle of the photo. But it looks like technically the middle monitor should be matched up perfectly with the TV, but it's like there's like a little sliver to the left that's like
yeah.
How do I explain that? It's tilted. It definitely has to be. But
It's probably, I would probably, if the TV's mounted on the wall, he may have just not gotten it perfectly level,
I mean, it kind of, someone actually said, like, it looks like a poster at first, but then you see that it says press A to play or whatever. So obviously it's not a poster. I mean, that's a cool poster idea.
I mean, the posters are going to start looking like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's 2015.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, someone also said frame the poster to the left. That's cool. Wire management is a must, especially since you have a triple monitor stand. There should be a nice cable management way through the main arm. So I'm surprised that you didn't utilize that. Nonetheless, I think you should grab it with a Velcro strap. And I always say Velcro, but it's the cheapest, easiest solution. I mean, you can use Scotch tape if you really wanted to, but I mean,
if you really want to.
Yeah, if you really, really wanted to. But I think, get the cables going down the middle and then maintain it. Underneath, you did a decent job, but I think you could do a little bit more there. I know it's me being that guy, but just being honest. And I mean, with LEDs, it's a cool setup, especially from far away, but it looks a little crowded. But again, I think you could do whatever you want. It's your setup. Be you. Do whatever. It's just, I think it's too much for me. But I think if maybe you fixed the alignment of some things, cleaned up the shelves a bit, did wire management, it wouldn't be as intimidating, which is exactly what you said. You said it was intimidating, right?
Yeah. It was a little overwhelming when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And and that's, if we maybe could just like move the TV up. Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I just want to like center that TV, that display over the middle monitor. But yeah, you did most of the cable management. 90%. The extra 10%. You use those Velcro strips. Velcro is like one of the best inventions ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty beastly setup, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Just a little cluttered.
Exactly. That's how I feel. It's not a bad setup. It just needs a little bit of love.
Yeah.
And that's really it. So I think overall, you have anything else you want to say about it?
That's a go. Like he went 90% of the way, and that extra 10% will get him to the glory road.
There you go. So now is part of the show where we go over the scores of the setup so you can find out who won, what you got if you were on the show, things like that. So let's go through. Big Drew, he walked away with a 56. Kevin walked away with a 49. Nathan walked away with a 35, which makes me feel terrible. Don't hate me, Nathan. And Wade walked away with a 79. This is the crazy part. Jonathan walked away with a 79. Crazy. Jacob walked away with a 50, and Michael walked away with a 73, followed by Roberto with a 71. And honestly, going back through, I wish I would have increased the score on Wade or Jonathan, but it's crazy because when you actually think about it, that's why I have the rating system, because they did earn the points in the way they should have. Wade got a couple of 10s from me, but that doesn't mean he gets a perfect score. Certain parts of the setups are not the best, but other parts could be amazing. And I think that's what makes this rating system fair. I always get hate comments like, dude, how does he get this score? And it's like, come on, get over it. It's a show. But yeah, so dude, thank you so much for coming on. That was a lot of fun. And you like it, right? It's fun.
Yeah, that was so fun. And those were awesome setups too.
Yeah, seriously.
I couldn't get I wanted to have 5 winners for this episode, but fortunately that's against the rules.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I made the rules. I did. But so guys,
that was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did and you got this far, right? Let's see what's a name a very intricate color. Very, not
taupe.
Taupe. Wow. Okay. Taupe flamingo. Right in the comment section down below if you got this far into the video. And guys, thanks for watching episode 17 of Pimp My Setup, recorded live on January 28th, 2015. My name is Matt Philly. Check me out on Twitter at Matt Philly.
You check me out on Twitter at Slye and mytechmethods.com.
There you go. So guys, thanks for watching this episode, and we'll catch you on the Flippity Flop. Peace.
Thanks for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow at Pimp My Setup on Twitter for the latest info about the show. And check out swashin.tv/schedule to know when we'll be live again. Stay up to date with Matt Philly by following him on Twitter at Matt Philly. And until next time, we'll catch you on the flippity flop.